No, there's no fist bump. Like, it's just like, be no pride. I go. What? Be who you are for your friend.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Welcome back to the Muses YouTube channel. I know it's been a minute, but we had a really busy week. If you follow us on Instagram, you know we had a lot going on.
That's so true. We appreciate all of your love, your support, of course, on all platforms. Thank you to all of our new subscribers.
Yes.
And yeah, welcome to our channel. Make sure if you are not subscribed, you hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And yeah, we just ready to get into this video.
Thank you so much for everyone who also has collected from our major art sale that we had.
Yes.
Y'all made this the biggest sales week of our art career, and our minds are blown. Thank you for supporting this queer black business. Just want to send that in there.
We sure appreciate y'all. Just, you know, be patient. We're gonna try our best to get these orders out to you in a timely manner.
It's a lot. It's a lot of
Yeah.
orders. All right, so let's just jump right into it. If you watched our last video, what was the title?
It was our coming out story slash like your story time,
right.
like how we both came out.
Right, and we kind of went into the video talking about our experiences, and this time we kind of just really wanted to talk to people who may not have experienced what we're experiencing, or you have a child that you may be thinking might be a little, a little queer. Shout out to them. And how to accept them. Unfortunately, a lot of parents weren't taught how to accept a gender non-conforming or LGBTQ plus child, and we're here to help you with that, especially in the black community and in color and people of colors communities.
Yeah, especially it's like they have a hard time accepting something that they don't understand, and it's like just because my values aren't the same as yours doesn't mean that what I'm doing is wrong, or it gives you the right to say that's not the way that I should be.
Absolutely. And I just think a lot of parents, a lot of them are either brainwashed by religious false myths, and we can do a Bible decoding or religious decoding, because people love to use scripture to justify their homophobia and their non-acceptance or whatever, however you want to label it. Some parents aren't as bad as others, but I feel like if you make your child feel different in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion, that's really messed up, and you can really cause a lot of psychological and mental damage later on in life. And sometimes, first of all, it's not a choice. Stop saying it's a choice. That's what we're gonna stop right now. Because when the hell did you decide and choose to be straight?
When did you decide?
When was that? Exactly. I want to know the date. And if there is a date that you chose to be straight, did you try both ways and then you decided, oh yeah, straight is the way for me. That's my choice. You sound ridiculous. Stop saying that it's a choice. It's not a choice. I never had a choice. I was always attracted to the same sex. I was always attracted to the same gender.
Yeah, I think it's just annoying. It's like a knowing, excuse me. But yeah, it's like you know what you like, you know who you like, you know who you are, and it's like you know who you don't. I knew all my life that I didn't like boys as much as I liked girls. I knew that I felt different about girls than I did boys.
Always. My first crushes in church, my first crushes in school. But because we didn't have parents that were accepting of us, we had to make decisions that, like I said before, caused mental anguish at some point in time in our life. And if you love your child, first of all, if you having a child and you have a child and you placed stipulations on that child's sexuality or that child's gender, don't have fucking kids. Don't do it, because that's not your property. That's an individual soul. I like to think of it like this. If my parents look back at their life when they were growing up, are they doing everything in their path, or is any parents doing everything in their path in their life the way their parents wanted them to? No, you grow up, you do what the hell you want to do. You follow your own journey. Accept these kids, because you can't stop it. All they're going to do is either marry the wrong person, settle for less, suicide rates are too high.
Yeah.
Like,
or be sneaky.
That's what I'm saying. Or that's what I was gonna say. Or they're gonna be doing it behind your back.
That was what my experience was. Like, my mom, you know, we weren't brought up in the church like she was, but for me, I would have appreciated if my mom didn't categorize what I was feeling, my experiences and my feelings for girls, as like, oh, you just going through a phase, or because or because when she asked me why I like girls or why I felt the way that I did and I couldn't explain, it was pushed upon me as if something was wrong with me not even knowing. It's like, I don't know why, I just do it. It's like, you know, I was punished for it, and she just didn't understand it. You know, like I said, we've definitely grown. Our relationship is strong. You know, we have these conversations now. Like,
they talk every day. It's the sweetest thing.
Yeah, I explain to her like all the time, like, oh, I wish you would have did this, and she was like, oh, well, I asked you. I was like, but if I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble or be put on punishment or get a whooping for something that I can't help the way that I feel, why would I come out and tell you? I'm gonna be sneaky. I'm gonna do it behind your back, and I'm gonna keep doing it. And I'm gonna do it until. If you find out,
get it right.
Which is why I end up just kissing a girl in the parking lot at the school, because it's like, enough is enough. She gonna find out the way she found out, and it was what it was. I don't want to hide anymore. I just couldn't deal with the back and forth and feeling like I have to like boys or I have to have a boyfriend. Like, no, screw that.
Yeah, you don't want, the same way you don't want your children to force themselves to in an abusive relationship or force themselves into any sort of traumatic relationship in their life. It's kind of what you're begging them to do for you. Let it go. The best way you can raise your children is let them be themselves and accept them for that. I wonder what the world would be right now if 2 generations ago we were having all these prides and this acceptance in the world, and you know, we coming after those generations. We would see so much more creativity, because let's just be honest. Most creativity comes from queer people. So I'm just saying. I mean, and then also, without talking just about sexuality, like gender as well. You can have, you know, a non-binary child. We do.
Yeah.
You can have someone who just doesn't even consider themselves how they feel inside match the accepted gender on the outside.
Yeah.
And that we need to talk about that, because especially in the Black community, like I've seen this horrible clip of this woman on the Dr. Phil show, and she had a trans daughter, and refused to basically respect their gender, and it was disgusting to watch. Beautiful child, beautiful. They look like they're an adult now, but she was so beautiful.
But believe it or not, a lot of our parents have their own trauma that they're not healed from, and they're pushing that on us too. So
yeah, a lot of our parents are queer themselves.
That's what I'm saying. You
and
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you trying to push it on me and push your views on me. It's just like, girl, what you trying to hide?
Like them stories, like there was a time everybody thinks girls are cute. That's not what you hold on.
All right, okay. What you saying? You was in the club and what happened?
What happened? What you say, girl? What you mean? Everybody doesn't.
Go back.
Women
I know we cool now. Go back, cause let me find out.
Okay. So
that you've been on my spectrum this whole time.
A lot of them have, and they'll go to the grave with it.
You ain't got.
My grandma told me a lot of stories, so.
You ain't gotta go to the grave with me, mama. We could just meet right here, right now.
I know, we could be just so much more like cooler if people would just be honest and walk in their truth and just be accepting. Fuck these rules. Fuck religion. Fuck, cause y'all don't give a shit about crabs. They don't give a fuck about crabs. If you fucking come to me on some Leviticus, you better be saying the scripture before that and the verse after. You better be abiding by. You can't match wool with cotton. You can't eat shellfish. That's lobster, crab, shrimp. That's in the same chapter.
But didn't you also say, or that, because you know, I don't really know about like that, but you say the New Testament, he did away with all that. So why are people bringing that up?
You better preach, because technically, if you want to use the word against me, Jesus came to do away with the law. So you're trying to put the law on me, but Jesus died for that. Nowhere in red where Jesus said homosexuality is a sin. And homosexuality technically wasn't even written in the Bible until 1946. We'll get there later.
Yeah, y'all, because this.
If y'all want that,
comment down below how deep y'all want us to go.
Listen, baby, as a preacher's kid, I had to fight subliminal like messages from everywhere, subconscious programming that made me feel guilty every time I ate pussy.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, it made me go back and read and research the books before that and who wrote this and where was it written. You know what I'm saying? The Council of Nicaea. But we can
Mm-hmm. Right, and it's like, why should you feel bad for something that's so delicious?
Why would you feel bad? Why would you feel bad from something that was made from the capitalistic patriarchy? Why would you feel bad? Because that's all it's based off of. You're being tricked.
Yeah, they're writing this to push on us.
Right, and ain't nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
There are queer hieroglyphics in Egypt, where there are kings in Africa who were with other men. There are lesbian tribes in Africa, ancient, that were with other women. Native Americans, they call them, I believe it's Two-Spirit. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's called Two-Spirit. Like, this ain't new. Gay people didn't just fall from the rainbow. We've been here. You know what I'm saying? And also you can't, that's not how God intended. God intended a man and a woman to be together and be fruitful and multiply. So I guess the motherfuckers that can't have babies going to hell then, by that logic. I guess the barren women going to hell.
And then it's like, by that logic, like, should I be miserable like you? Should I live an unhappy life like you?
Because, baby, I ain't...
Just because you want to go off of what this word says?
Right, because there's a lot of unhappy heterosexual people walking this earth. And I'm sorry, but hell is worth it.
Yeah.
If it's a hell, I'm eating pussy, and I'm going to hell.
All right, I'm going to be crop topping and booty shorts and all that.
I'm going where all the lesbians at.
Okay, what up, y'all?
Feel me? So, speaking of our non-binary daughter, I'm going to see if she wants to come in. Because she be acting funny. The oldest one hates the camera, so she's never gonna probably be in here. But the youngest one, y'all seen her TikToks.
Yeah, y'all seen Aaliyah.
Let me see if she'll come in.
She be blowing up.
Here's our beautiful daughter. She's also Aquarius, like us.
That's right. This is the Aquarius gang, y'all. I know y'all. A lot of y'all seen, her TikTok.
Oh yeah, she's blowing up on TikTok.
Yeah, we'll put all of our, social media handles down below. Make sure y'all follow her.
Tag her. So yeah, a lot of you guys know that we do have 2 daughters, and she agreed to come on here and just help us understand and help our viewers understand more. Not us, because you done schooled us. But help our viewers understand how important it is to accept and be accepting of your either if you have an LGBTQ or queer child or a gender non-conforming child. Because she's 17 and she's about to be a senior in high school.
Technically I am a senior.
Oh, technically that's the summertime. Honor roll, feel me?
No.
Oh, you ain't get honor roll?
I have like 2 C's.
That's good enough. Creative genius, artistic genius, gifted. I can keep going, but I want you to explain basically like how important it is to accept, or from a child's point of view, right? Mm-hmm. How to accept, how important it is to be accepted by your parents, even though you don't conform to gender.
Before I came out with the pronouns they, she, it had been something that I had been thinking about for years. Like, it had been something that had constantly been going through my mind, and I didn't know what it was until like the conversation of gender identity started circulating like around the internet and whatnot. And so for a long time I was like, oh, like, what is my sister gonna think? What are my parents gonna think? Are they gonna think that like I'm doing too much? Are they gonna think it's this, and they think it's a phase? Are they gonna, which it really wasn't. And I wasn't gonna tell anybody until like one day my mom was like, okay, wait, what are y'all pronouns? And I literally told her, I was like, at the time I was like, I don't know. And that was the same day that I actually explained to her what being non-binary was to me specifically. And then like a week later she came out as she, they.
It made sense. I was like, oh, that explains it.
So what does
non-binary
mean?
Non-binary, well, I mean, it's a lot of things, and a lot of things, and a lot of not what people make it seem like.
That's true.
Non-binary, personally for me, I just don't feel like, as far as my gender identity, I feel or conform or express myself to what a woman is or what a man is. And I'm just not even necessarily everything in between, but just everything outside of it. I just don't. I can't. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of people out there who aren't that, but I think I'm not that. And it may come off as like, oh, chat like girl, like what is that? But it's really not. Like I don't see myself being put into a gender box.
You be you.
Well, that's a good way to look at it too, because a lot of people would think, because you're into makeup and you're like looking
which
pretty, they'll
is
just
crazy
automatically put you in the film category or female.
I think a lot of times, because the way I present myself on TikTok is really not me. Like people think I go outside with that makeup on. People think I really no, like that is literally probably just like an act. And even though I feel fine with being the whole pretty and feel fine with that's cool and all, but at the same time, there's days that no one sees me where I'm fully masked, and that's just what it is.
You get how she feel and how
no,
she
there's
feel
no fist bump. It's just life.
Be your pride. I go.
What? Be who you are.
For your pride.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
But yeah.
Nah, man, you just gotta. And see, when you let kids be themselves, I don't care what people think about my child. I know how I raised her. Janika knows how she raised these girls. That makes no difference. And if she came tomorrow and said, stop calling me she, that's what the fuck we're gonna do. Because I respect her humanness. I respect her spirit.
Yep, and I think...
And wait, and I gotta say this.
Say it.
Anybody watching, my pronouns are they, she, not she, they. Meaning I am comfortable. I prefer to be called they, because a lot of people, I get a lot of hey girlies. I get a lot of hey girl.
Yeah, and stop expecting mask from... because you want them to look masked, or stop expecting people to look a certain way because it makes you feel comfortable. If someone wants you to refer to them as they, them, even though they may be wearing a dress, do it.
Right. It's
they don't, androgynous people don't owe you.
It's just respect it. But yeah, I go by they, she, they, them pronouns. Call me they. The reason why I use they, she is because I know what I look like, and I know what people are gonna call me, and I've been called that my entire life, so in a way I'm comfortable with it and I get it. But yeah.
But your preference. Well, keep your eye down. You got Mary Jane's hair.
But yeah, that's my preference.
Well, I think that's cool. I think it's also important to just listen to your kids and let them, educate you on things that you don't know. Always have an open mind of understanding. That's what good parenting is.
Listen to your kids, man. You have to actually listen. Stop. And I work on that too. As an Aquarius, I be stubborn as hell sometimes, and they be like, Mom, and I be like, all right, shit. Let me refocus.
For a while, she didn't know what non-binary meant or with any of that stuff. I was like, Mom, now how you gonna be?
Because we can't help that. We weren't taught that.
And I know, and
I'm constantly in a state of learning.
Which I realize that's something that this generation of kids my age understand and are educating ourselves on. Because can I bring up 20s, the show?
Sure.
Because I started watching the show 20s, and
shout out to Lena.
And the girl on the show, she was like, I don't even know what non-binary means, and I was like, that's crazy how dang, y'all really just don't know. And a lot we see a lot of y'all we see who you are. Yeah, you gotta even know.
I ain't gonna lie. She did. Once she came to me about her story, she was like, Mom, are you sure you just a she/her? And I was like, what you mean? I fought for lesbianism.
I was like, I'm proud to be a woman. She was like, I'm proud to be a woman and what women stand for and why woman parts. And I was like, you're not even.
But it's crazy because that's the programming that you have to deprogram.
The patriarchy and it even goes into sexuality. I spent a lot of time educating my friends on sexuality too, because a lot of them are like, no, I'm this or that, and I'm like, okay, but are you really this, or is it the male gaze? Are you really this, or is
it the male gaze?
Compet? Is it dot. So.
But what's also I think is probably gonna happen when y'all generation gets our age, and there'll be a new generation. Y'all will have to relearn some shit too.
Yeah, there's always gonna be constant state of learning, so you just have to be open-minded about it. Right. Open-minded about discussion. I've had to teach them on multiple things outside of gender and sexuality.
It's true.
I had a big talk with them about colorism and stuff. They ain't even know.
Well, maybe more so me. I think your mom knows a lot about that kind of stuff.
Let's be specific.
Yeah. She's researching. Yeah, no, it be me.
It's like, Janika, come on.
I be like, say, what y'all talking about? Okay, so when?
All right, but thanks so much for coming in.
Yeah, give that point of view. I think it's important.
I think it's
you give your views and people just hear it from you.
Right, because I don't want to tell your story.
Yeah.
Tell your issues.
See, keep it open mind, y'all.
Well, thanks for watching. We're going to end it here. If you have any questions, comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, let us know what videos y'all want to see us do next. And yeah, I'm excited. Let's keep this YouTube going. And, you know, we appreciate all the love, support. Yeah,
she just came in the kitchen yesterday and was like holding, well, goddamn, do I say their hair or her hair? Because as you prefer they, them.
Isn't it their hair then?
If I'm talking to you, I say, or if I'm talking to them, I say.
If you're talking to me, just your.
Right, that's why.
But if they're, yeah.
Yeah, they cut their hair. And I came in the kitchen yesterday with a whole lock of hair. I was like, oh, looks good.
These kids is talented these days. You don't want to see my cutting skill games back when I was your age. Looking like
actually, it was pretty rough, but
cutting it.
It was all dead hairs. It wasn't that much hair to cut. It wasn't like it was just like 1-2 snips on this side, 2 snips on this side, and it was over.
Yeah, well, you're always setting off the fire alarms, pressing it. So
you said what?
You're always setting off the fire alarms, pressing your hair. It's a lot of heat.
I don't know what you want me to say.
Damage.
I'm not ashamed.
Which is why you had a lot of dead hair. But it's beautiful.
Dead hair. I'm cutting my hair off anyways.
And you can do that.
And that's something that I'm teaching her about too. The black community needs to. There's a chokehold that's being held against black people in the community, specifically black women, regarding the length of their hair.
I can agree to this because you were a bald-headed little motherfucker, and it took 5 years for me to grow this motherfucking hair. And it's just me. It's me. I accept that. It took a long time for me to grow her hair, and I was very proud of it. And now this is your body. You can do what you want to do with it. And you know, I think you look cute with it now. So
thank you.
And I think
I let it go.
Just saying, you know, make sure you know how to keep up with the maintenance once you cut it short, because that is a whole thing.
Yeah, but I mean, do you be who you are for your pride? Bye, y'all.